Welcome to another edition of Self-Reliant India or Atmanirbhar Bharat. Health and education are of instrumental value in driving growth, creating employment and improving people's well-being, and it's been widely recognized but often forgotten. Prime Minister's vision of a new India includes both, and our discussion today focuses on the detailed attention paid to education sector and the kids facing the stress of exams. Pariksha Pe Charcha 2021 is back, and the Prime Minister has invited students for a fun-filled chat. Taking to Twitter, Prime Minister Modi on Thursday had written, "As a brave exam warriors start padding up for their exams, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2021 returns, this time fully online and open to students all over the world. Come, let us appear for the exams with a smile and without stress." Well, I'm Anil Thomas, and over the next 1 hour, we'll deliberate on the aspects of this Pariksha Pe Charcha 2021, or as Prime Minister put it, hashtag PPC 2021 moves into its 4th edition. What are the changes that have come about and how it could help the children? Well, I've got 3 eminent guests from 3 departments joining us, two from education, one from psychiatry joining us. So we're going to deliberate on all the issues that children could face, especially when it comes to exams. You get jitters, you get goosebumps. Even now when you talk about exams, even for our children, we sometimes get goosebumps. So we've got an eminent panel there expected to join us in the next few minutes. Let me introduce them. 3 guests here. Dr. Rushikesh Senapati, former director NCRT. Dr. Jitendra Nagpal, who's a consultant with the Department of Psychiatry, Moolchand Hospital, and Neha Sharma, principal from the GD Goenka Public School, expected to join us. We've got 2 guests joining us. We haven't got the 3rd. We'll wait for that. But let's get started. Now, looking at what exactly happened. The 4th annual live interaction of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and students regarding the exam season, Pariksha Pe Charcha 2021, will be conducted in March. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank announced about this on Thursday afternoon. The interaction will be held online this year due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and students of class 9 to 12 will be able to participate in this event.
देश भर के विद्यार्थी साथियों के पास 2 अवसर हैं। पहला, अपने स्कूल से ही इस कार्यक्रम का हिस्सा बनना। दूसरा, यहाँ दिल्ली में होने वाले कार्यक्रम में भाग लेना। दिल्ली के लिए देश भर से विद्यार्थियों का चयन माईगॉव के माध्यम से किया जाएगा। साथियों, हम सबको मिलकर परीक्षा के भय को भगाना है। मेरे युवा साथी परीक्षाओं के समय हंसते खिलखिलाते दिखे, पेरेंट्स तनाव मुक्त हो, टीचर्स आश्वस्त हो, इसी उद्देश्य को लेकर पिछले कई सालों से हम मन की बात के माध्यम से, परीक्षा पर चर्चा, टाउन हॉल के माध्यम से या फिर एग्जाम वॉरियर बुक के माध्यम से लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
सर, मेरा आपसे यह सवाल है कि हमें अपने लक्ष्य को निर्धारित कैसे करना चाहिए? हमें अपने लक्ष्य को निर्धारित करने में कंजर्वेटिव होना चाहिए या सदैव बड़ा लक्ष्य निर्धारित करना चाहिए? इसमें आपका अनुभव क्या कहता है? धन्यवाद।
हम लोग गुजरात में बचपन से कहावत सुनते हैं, निशान चूक माफ, नहीं माफ नीचू निशान। यानी अगर निशान चूक जाते हैं तो माफ हो सकता है, लेकिन अगर निशान नीचा रखते हैं तो उसके लिए कोई माफी नहीं हो सकती। जब लक्ष्य तय करते हैं तो मेरा एक मत रहता है कि लक्ष्य ऐसा होना चाहिए जो पहुंच में हो लेकिन पकड़ में न हो। यानी लगता है भाई, मान लिए मुझे यहां छूना है, मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूं, नहीं छोड़, मेरी पकड़ में नहीं है, लेकिन 1 फुट अगर जंप लगा दूं तो मैं पकड़ सकता हूं, मतलब मेरी पहुंच में है, मेरी पकड़ में नहीं। एक बार पहुंच वाला लक्ष्य होगा, जब पकड़ में आ जाएगा तो फिर नया लक्ष्य की प्रेरणा उसी में से पैदा होती है।
मैं परीक्षा पे चर्चा के लिए चुनी गई हूँ। मैंने ऐसे लिखा था जिसमें मैंने बताने की कोशिश की थी कि एग्जाम के समय बच्चों का स्ट्रेस कैसे दूर किया जाए। क्योंकि आज का जो गोल बन चुका है बच्चों का वो है एग्ज़ाम में अच्छे मार्क्स लेकर आना और क्लास में टॉप करना, जबकि हमारा जो सिस्टम है वो हमें ये सिखाता है कि हमें एग्ज़ाम अपनी एबिलिटीज़, अपनी स्किल्स को दिखाने के लिए करना चाहिए कि हम क्या जाने उस पूरे साल में।
It is a golden opportunity for the students to talk about their fear factor of exams directly to our Honorable Prime Minister. I wholeheartedly appreciate this kind of initiative.
ये बहुत ही अच्छा शो है जिसके माध्यम से जो विभिन्न जगह के जो बच्चे हैं वो एक जगह इकट्ठित होते हैं और अपने प्रश्नों का समाधान ढूंढते हैं।
It is a golden opportunity for me participating there. It is a dream come true. Meeting such a great personality will be a lifetime achievement for me, and I hope this program will motivate a lot of students.
I wrote on the topic, Your future depends on your aspirations. Pariksha Pe Charcha is a great initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. It focuses on the students, their fears, expectations, etc. It is a great chance for the students to interact with Pradhan Mantri ji. Advice from the Prime Minister and teachers will benefit all the students.
This program is more beneficial for students in many ways, as it had created a way to examine the exams very clearly, and also this had created a way to get self-motivated, which is the key for the success in one's life.
Pariksha Pe Charcha is not only about examination and studies. It's about the way of studying. We can do it even if we go digitally. We can improve our study skills by doing that.
I expect from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he will give us a lot of inspiring words to motivate the youth and students of our country, so they could lead a better life in our future.
So a great window of opportunity, Pariksha Pe Charcha 4.0, the fourth edition of it expected in the month of March. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took to Twitter and said parents and teachers can also participate in the event this time. He wrote, and I quote, "It'll be a fun-filled discussion on an otherwise serious subject. I call upon my students' friends, their amazing parents and hardworking teachers to take part in hashtag PPC 2021 in large numbers." Prime Minister Modi said this time Pariksha Pe Charcha will be fully online and open to students all over the world. He asked students to appear for the exams with a smile and without stress. Well, we've got out of the three, we've got two guests joining us, Dr. Hrishikesh Senapati, former director NCRT, and also we've got the principal from GD Goenka Public School joining us this afternoon. So two guests there. We'll wait for the doctor to join us, but let's get started. Coming first to Dr. Senapati. Dr. Senapati, when you look at, Pariksha Pe Charcha, the Prime Minister talking to exam warriors there, as they prepare for the a very crucial chapter in their lives, how significant it is, and somewhere do you feel, when the Prime Minister of the nation talks to kids, especially appearing for exams, it somewhere soothes those, unsettled nerves as you sit for a crunch exam or a crunch chapter in one's life?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this discussion. I'm very happy to mention that our Honorable Prime Minister has taken an initiative to interact with the students. This is a great opportunity. We are fortunate. If the leader of the country interacts with the students, definitely it will enhance their mental strength and it will develop a very positive attitude among the students. And when we call their warriors, that means when we use the word warrior, that means they will develop positive attitude, mental strength, and they can face any challenge. That type of environment is going to be created, and that a very conducive, positive environment, definitely that will bring about a change in the mindset of our students, teachers and parents. because it is not the only students who are responsible, and actually stress is created by the teachers and parents. We all are responsible, because actually what we are doing, we are trying to assess what our students have acquired from the textbook, what knowledge they have acquired. Rather, we have to put emphasis on the skills and competency what National Policy 2020 has highlighted.
Okay.
If we allow our children to exhibit their talent, what they have, if we encourage them to develop in a very positive way, then that will bring about change. Because
Okay.
in our system, what we do, we try to find out the weakness of our students, what our children do not know, deficit model. But now we have to shift our focus to the strength model, what our children can do. We should understand our children, because every child is unique, every child is different. They have the potentiality. They can do a lot if conducive environment is provided, if they get feedback from the teachers and the parents in a very positive way, they can contribute a lot. The child who is poor in math, we say the child is dull, but actually the child may have potentiality in music, in sports, in other area. Child may be very creative in writing and other areas. So that aspect we have to take into account. We have to all the time encourage our children to participate in different activities. We should not confine them to the textbooks or study only. Even during this pandemic period, when we prepare this alternative academic calendar, there also we suggested that children should be engaged in yoga and other activities, be engaged with the parents, and should have some interaction, social interaction, because social interaction is the most important. When children share their experiences with others, then that creates a very positive environment among the students. That is the learning theory, that we say if there is better social interaction, then there is better learning. So what we should do, we should encourage our children to work in group, who share their experiences, because what we have suggested many project work. Yeah, because we have to prepare our students from the beginning. It is not at the time of exam only we should prepare. It is good that we have taken this initiative, but we should understand what is the implication. Because what policy has recommended now, it will definitely bring about a significant change in the entire system of education, particularly in exam system. Because we are talking about the exam reform from the beginning, from the early stage. Now we are putting a lot of emphasis on the development of skills and competency, literacy, numeracy, because this is most important. Once our children are competent, they will develop the self-confidence. They will develop a very positive attitude. And if they know the thing, they can cope with the others, and they can do a lot. And when they are going to the middle stage, they are going to be exposed to vocational skills, and that will also develop the skills and very positive attitude towards dignity of labor. And when they are going to secondary stage, a lot of options, and as per their aptitude, they can choose the subject. We are talking of multiple intelligence, but all the time we are putting emphasis on the development of logical and mathematical intelligence. We have to take care of other aspects of intelligence. And we are talking of emotional intelligence. That is most important. Our children should be emotionally stable. If we can make them emotionally stable by encouraging them, by sharing our experiences with them, by encouraging them to participate in all the activities, because we want holistic development. So that policy has developed. Policy has recommended that the focus should be on competency, and children should get opportunity to develop their potentiality. If we can do that, definitely it will bring about and that change from the beginning. We have to take the initiative to bring about a change in the entire system. We should not try to test only their knowledge, what they have acquired. Rather, we should try to test the competency skills, what they have acquired.
Okay, it's for their benefit, emotional intelligence. That's a very crucial point that Dr. Senapati is put forward to. Let me take that to Neha Sharma, who's been a principal. The year gone by has been something that none of us expected. Schools closed, everything online. Before we were saying that kids should not come, should be so attached to computers and be, spending more time on the computers. But this year transformed everything, the year gone by. We were there before the computers, and that was the only way that kids could learn. Do you feel now as principal, the pressure on you increases because this time around, you've not had a direct interaction with the kids, say in the last 2 to 3 months, and that adds more pressure not only on the school students but also on the teachers and the management for better results this time around?
Well, what I'll say very strongly is that it's not about results at all.
Okay.
Because when we talk about results, we are directly putting that pressure, that stress onto the children. All we are talking to children is that fair enough, now you have some time in hand, good that the minister sir has said that the exams will be in May. So writing practice is what that the children have missed out a lot during this lockdown period. Of course, online classes are on, but then when we talk about our board exams, they are all about writing and putting your thoughts and views on the answer sheet in that 3-hour span. So that sitting at one place for 3 hours and putting everything related, whatever is being asked in the question paper, is something that we have to handle, we have to tackle.
Okay.
Further, yeah.
Go on, please complete your point.
So this is what we have been telling children that, okay, fine, whatever you have done so far during the lockdown period, good. But now it's time that you sit on, give dedicated time for your writing practice, and then keep one thing in mind that these exams are just one milestone in your life. They are not your complete life. They are not going to kind of, define everything in your life. It's just something that, yes, it's important, but it is not your entire life itself.
Okay.
Because there has already been enough stress in their life during this lockdown period. So we don't want to kind of increase their stress, make them feel that, okay, if we somehow are not able to do well through this exam, maybe, it's going to have very, very negative impact on our future. So nothing like that. And then the government has been very supportive. The boards have been very supportive. They have reduced the syllabus, the amount, the quantity of syllabi. They have given enough, amount of this thing for their to practice. And there's a lot support that they have been getting at schools as well. So with all that thing in place, I think children definitely are understanding that yes, they have to keep a balance and they have to look up to their elders, look up to their kind of teachers, to those trusted adults, in case they are not finding things going, in a positive way. So seeking help is what they have understood that they should be doing.
Okay. Coming back to Dr. We also got the third guest, Dr. Jitendra Nagpal joining us. Dr. Nagpal, exam season. Welcome to the show, first of all. Exam season.
Thank you.
How much are you tied up, especially listening to children's problems and parents and teachers coming and telling you about, the new normal that we are all in and how kids are facing difficulties, especially as the exam season is approaching slowly?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. There's no doubt that there is a progressively increasing number of queries and calls and emails coming from the families, from the students about their awareness and responsibility and also adaptation to the new normal. Most importantly, it's not just about the reopening of the schools, it's also about reopening of communication, reopening of emotions, and reopening of one's own interpersonal relationships. Now that is adolescents all about, especially the ones who are going through the board exams. I think it's a wonderful opportunity and it's a challenge also. Both the charm and the challenge come together after a constant exposure to a very difficult time and a tough time that humanity has gone through in the year 2020. We all know that over 100 years such a disaster has not happened, and now when the students are exposed to being confined at home, online education took the lead, did a wonderful job. Our education warriors, our teachers, crossed barriers to reach out to children. Now the challenge is the child, the student, जिसको हम कहते हैं हर स्टूडेंट में एक बचपन है, एक बचपना है.
बिल्कुल.
We have to give importance to that. We have to give importance to the emotionality and reaching out to the examination, where the challenge is about not only cutting across the barriers of schooling and moving into the higher education. The 10th move into the 11th.
True.
Now the challenge lies in about organizing yourself. The year gone by was about survival, about coping skills, about communication in the family, coping with the new form of education online. Now the examination have come. So the anxiety, ek bechani, ghabrat, thodi bahut udasi, emotions of communication in the family, constant telephone calls are coming. I remember we have actually been able to reach out to thousands of students with counselors across the country. The Manodarpan helpline from the Ministry of Education has been working 24/7 to help the students across the country. Now there are stressors which we need to identify, because I think जिसको हम संवाद कहते हैं, and our respected honorable Prime Minister, when he discusses about the Pariksha Pe Charcha with the students, I think the biggest benefit the nation has about communication. The adolescent wants a desirous communication to be understood empathetically, to be self-aware about the changes which the parents can understand during exams, how the teachers can help them better encourage, enthusiastically give them the motivation not only to write the exams but also feel the emotional confidence, the self-esteem, and also the self-respect about doing whatever best I can do rather than achieving only 90% marks. I think that is the philosophy of how the stakeholders, the harbingers of our education system, including the parents. We are so thankful that the new education policy actually talks about overall holistic human development and not only achievement of marks in a classroom or in the board exams. So when you look at a human development as part of the education, I think children celebrate life. Children celebrate the board exams. And that is what we need to help them walk the steps forward. But be cautious. There will be thousands of our students who will have signs of mood changes, depression, anxiety, which we are dealing day to day, and also helping them through the counselors, listening to them, giving them guidance about their diet, their exercise, their breathing exercises, yoga, helping them to be more communicating and reaching out to peers and parents, so that there is a reciprocal relationship between the child, the parent, the teacher, and the school principal and the counselor. Now that is a huge team which can help the young people to be aware, responsible, and empowered to not only write the exam but move forward to achieve something which is called success, stability, health, and harmony. That is the purpose of education. मुझे याद आ रहा है जब प्रधानमंत्री has so many times told us, ये जरूरी नहीं है कि जिंदगी में क्या करना है या क्या बनना है, बहुत important है that आपकी क्षमता जो है अपने मनपसंद काम की तरफ लेके जाए आप. I mean, that's such a wonderful message our Honorable Prime Minister has always given through these programs. I think we should be proud that each leader, each adolescent leader in our country actually should aim for doing something which he loves to do, rather than only achieving a target of certain entrance exams and marks in life and also a designation in life. I mean, these are the factors which the new education policy has taken into consideration, and we are very proud as a nation that our education policy is being adopted by different countries across the world, because we talk of socio-emotional development, a high priority area, as life skills development as a high priority area, and giving importance to the views and the vision of every student going to the portal of a school in our country. That's where examination stress will come down, and the challenge to achieve what I wish to do in my life with my own special senses and my hands and heart will be given a higher priority by the parents, by the system, and the entire nation as a vision. This is what is my message for the students. Please keep your spirit high. Join the school back. We have our principals, we have our teachers waiting for you. Be happy, healthy, and also promote a lot of interactive, emotionally interactive learning rather than worry about the syllabus only.
Rather than worry about the syllabus, be a bit more cheerful, be a bit more happy, and be a little more interactive, especially not only with your friends but also with the teachers, especially in the time left. Well, coming back to Dr. Senapati, this particular crunch here, especially when it comes to standard 10th and standard 12th, class 10, class 12, this is an area in your life when your parents are, somewhere, they are highly monitoring, but they are very low, in terms of autonomy and style when the kids wants to experiment, especially with certain things. Do you somewhere feel that, in this COVID times, this is bound to change?
Actually, during this COVID time, what we have suggested the parents, because I remember when we prepared this alternative academic calendar, we suggested to the parents, through the teachers, that parents should be engaged with the students, because we want to create a very conducive learning environment inside the home. That was our recommendation to all the parents, because if the parents are involved, engaged, and they interact with the students at home, then definitely the children will be very active, and ultimate goal is to make our learner more active. If children are active, they participate, they share, and they express their feelings, then they will be happy. Once they are happy, then definitely they can achieve their goal and they can do a lot. And instead of doing that, if we compare our children with other children and we ask them again and again, you do this, do that, then that will may lead to some other problem. That is why what we have suggested that during this COVID period, and we should help our students to participate in different activities rather than the study. Study will be there along with the textbook study and other things they should participate. That is most important. Using different, they can come out with some project, etc.
Okay, coming back to the principal here. What are the problems that you faced? Now kids have slowly started coming back to school. Coming scattered. But what are the problems that you have faced this time as a principal? Teachers coming and tell you newer problems this time around in a crucial year. What are the new problems that have cropped up, especially in this post-pandemic new normal?
Yeah, so again, the teachers are coming up. So not just teachers, even children are coming up, telling me problems like, they're finding it difficult to connect back with their friends the way they used to, the warmth that they had initially. So maybe they have made new friends when they were interacting with each other online, and then one friend feels that, okay, he or she is a left out one, not part of the group anymore. And then, a lot. So these adolescents, they grow up at a very rapid pace. And they have almost been out of the school for 1 year. So now when they're meeting again, they're finding their friends changed. And then this is like the acceptability is little challenging for them. Also, when it comes to practice, when it comes to serious study, sitting and studying for a particular duration, that is something which has kind of, been absent for all this duration. So bringing that focus back, bringing that connect back to your textbooks, to that answer book that you have, that is challenging for them at this point of time. Also now they have to very strictly follow the COVID protocol at school as well. So wearing the mask all the time, the teachers every time checking on them, wear your mask properly, don't let it go down your nose or your mouth. So all these challenges, all these restrictions, they cannot have those, water tap durations wherein they had their small little chit chat sessions on the at the water place. So, I mean, they're not allowed to be there. They just can be 1 or 2 odd children out there. So they are missing out that canteen time where they could just be there together in a group and just have some good social time together. So they are missing out on those group games, and they are missing out on those interval periods, those break times where they used to come together and, there was no restriction, no foundation. So they are finding this new normal little uncomfortable, but yes, I'll appreciate that they are really responding well to the changes. Maybe they are responsible enough now to understand that their safety and the safety of their friends is both their responsibility.
Okay.
Yes, they have matured up a lot, they have changed a lot, and I think they are doing things in much better manner now.
Okay. Dr. Nagpal, when you look at, helping maintain connections, connections that we talk about not in terms of books and reference matter, but purely in terms of, person-to-person contact. The principal stressed on those breaks where kids could interact, where kids could develop, develop a lot of things, especially when it comes to taste, preferences that they would talk about. All that is missing. Right. So how would you advise, especially, children who are watching this show, parents who are watching this show, how to go about with it? That crucial moments of, I would say, pure bliss, especially in a crunch year, class 10, class 12 is missed. So how do you advise these children now, especially those minor or, those connections that were there? That moment is gone. Now, how do you regain or how do you survive without those moments, especially in a crucial year like this?
Absolutely. But what is an opportunity, despite the deficiencies, what we all went through as a culture, as a nation, for that matter, a global change? I think coming back to school is a high degree of motivation for a child now. I agree that a few months back, the terrorization about the virus was still high, and the numbers started getting controlled after December. And the schools have taken a very, very proactive approach to the safety, the security, and the support, the psychosocial support. So it's important, one, that we forget sometimes the mind-body relationship. I think once a child is coming to the school, the first and the foremost part, as we are all discussing here, should be the connectivity with oneself also, the bodily connection and the mind connection with oneself. And school as a platform, school as a facilitator, the playground in the school, the open area in the school, the indoor games in the school, as a circle time, as a group activity, as a sharing and caring between the peer group. For the junior children, there are so many indoor and outdoor facilities which can be utilized now. What is important, what we are coming across on the helplines, on the emails and the interaction at the clinical level, the children are now seeking solace and comfort in connecting with nature.
Okay.
Because that was not happening for 1 year. एक कुदरत के साथ, सृष्टि के साथ जो बच्चों का कनेक्शन है, I think we need to restore, reinstate and rejuvenate that. And the schools are the best platform. Rather than classroom lectures and classroom, syllabus coverage strategy, which is important, I agree. But very important is the interactive, participate, hands-on facility for the children to be completely expressive about whatever they are feeling over the last few months. Let them come and share. I feel school is a catharsis box. It is a confession box for now. Allow them to be, measuring life with nature in the playground and play whatever games they want to, of course, with all necessary support and security and safety, whatever the guidelines are from the Government of India. But it's important that emotionality, again, I'm repeating that the nuances of the change that went through, there are personality changes that happen. It is 1 year away from the mainstream development. And that personality change, that trait, some children have started feeling introvert. They feel lack of connection in their language, in their emotions with the peer group. They're not finding the same degree of spontaneity in their emotions when they interact with the teachers. They've reported that, could I be guided how to be more communicating with my teacher in the classroom? So I think those little moments of empowerment can be the step forward. And please watch out for those difficult emotions sometimes and don't feel hesitant. There is no stigma. Just like the bodily changes, the mind changes. We all go through the waxing, waning of our moods every time, every day. So please allow yourself to be a better, compassionate, collaborating communicator. I'm telling the teachers also. Allow the teachers who have been through a lot of stress trying to reach out to millions and millions of students across the country online. I think teachers also need a platform to de-stress themselves.
Okay.
And this is the school, the temple of learning. The school is the best one. Parents need to constantly keep on supporting the fact that do not hesitate. Take care of your safety, maintain social distance, maintain all the hygiene and sanitation, but move out.
Okay.
Move out and go and meet your students, go and meet the peer group. The children will always blossom like a petal. A petal has to blossom. The fragrance of that childhood should not be lost anymore in their confinement. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Senapati, when you look at, the 3 editions of Pariksha Pe Charcha, they were live events, kids could participate, they could get to see the Prime Minister, listen to the views. This time around, it's all happening in a new normal. This time it's all online. Does that somewhere take the charm away, or does that give a bigger window for more connect to happen, especially with between the Prime Minister, the kids, the parents, and also teachers?
I'm very optimistic because this time there will be more participation, because earlier it was confined to a particular group, but now it is open and even the parents and teachers are involved. That is most important, because it is online and parents and teachers are involved, because without involving the parents and teachers, we cannot bring about change. Because ultimately we have to work together, we have to motivate our children. To motivate our children, we should take the help from the teachers and parents, and we should work together as a team. because then only it will be possible. And I am very optimistic that this online event will be more effective as compared to the previous years, because more participation, more sharing, and ultimately we want to interact, we want to share, and there is no obstruction, because during this COVID period we are doing everything online and we are successful, and we have achieved our goal, and we have reached the students, and from that point of view definitely we will be successful.
Okay.
So what,
Yeah.
Okay.
Please complete. You were saying something. I just...
No, but we should understand the implication, for future implication of this, because this is just the exam, for the purpose of exam we are doing, but the future implication. Till now, what we are doing everything. That means our teachers are doing everything. All the assessments are being done by the teachers. But now we should involve students in the process of assessment. What policy has suggested, say 60-degree assessment, and that we should take care of. And our students should be involved in the process of assessment. We should encourage peer assessment, self-assessment, assessment by the teachers, and also assessment by the parents. That will really bring about change in the entire system. And it should be a continuous process. It is not one exam at the end. That means during the year we should continuously assess our children, and our children should not feel that they are being assessed. They should participate, they should exhibit their talents, and they themselves should assess. We can develop rubrics, we are talking of holistic progress card, and that will really bring about a significant change in the teaching learning process. That will be holistic progress. All the activities will be recorded, and only that focus on this logical, mathematical knowledge will not be there. We will take care of all the aspects, and that will be there will be holistic development, and will take care of this emotional and social aspect. That is most important, because now after the exam students are committing suicide, lot of depression, and to avoid that from the beginning we have to prepare, and we have to involve our students in the process of assessment, so that they can really participate, and they can assess themselves, they can know their strength and their weakness. Once they know their strength, their weakness, and they definitely they will prepare, and accordingly they should know the criteria how they are going to assess. Once they know, then it will bring about a change. That is my suggestion.
Okay, coming back to the principal here, ma'am, we are all talking about, kids facing the heat, kids under pressure, kids expectations to deliver, but somewhere do you feel even the teachers are under pressure? Because you could work at a particular hour and then get back home and look at home, but this particular pandemic has turned even things upside down for teachers, because they are constantly there on the computers making presentations, making study material for the kids. So teachers are also under a lot of pressure, unlike the general feeling that it's only the students who are under pressure because there's no schools that are operating.
Well, I'll say maybe we need to correct this last line you said, that schools are not operating. Schools may not be operating physically, but...
Well, I stand corrected on that. I'm sorry.
Right, but the learning is happening even more. So one good thing that I'll say is that the teachers have kind of somewhere shown the world that they are the most adaptable species or professions. Now, when we talk about teaching community, we have got teachers ranging right from the age of 25, 26 to almost 60. And be a teacher of a young age or towards the elder years, all of them have adapted to technology like fish in the water.
True.
Which is something really commendable. And as school leaders, we also feel that this COVID has helped us in bringing in the technology aspect, which we have always struggled. So far the teachers who were not even typing a question paper by themselves, they somehow has made fantastic videos, fantastic presentations. They have taken up newer technology so well that, they have become pro in many of them. So, yes, I'll say when we are talking about the list of COVID warriors, we must not forget, rather we should give them the top slot. Also, when it comes to teachers, as you rightly said, that so far in regular school days, it was around 2 to 30, maximum 3. They were going back home, and of course, after that, whatever was time required, they did. But then their regular working day somehow closed there. But now, children are coming up to them, they are asking their problems. Even at odd hours, they are getting calls from parents, from children. And besides managing their home, their household chores, they are also making sure that no child is left unattended. Even more so, initially when there was a lot amount of stress on a child's young mind, the teachers were there who were listening, because they were always there. They stood by their children. They not only resolved their their academic queries, they also acted as counselors, a counselor who was very, very approachable. And I've also been kind of associated with counseling and helpline services. So there was a lot of pressure amongst children, because they felt that this is something which may not even end in coming 2-3 years. So making them understand that okay, it's okay, you are not the only one who is going through this. Spend this time to connect with your family, spend this time to pick up a hobby which you always wanted to. So that kind of guidance also the teachers provided. And of course, they learned a lot of newer things, and now when they are back in school, preparing schools for students to come back and take classes in person, they are also ensuring that the children are safe, because they have understood that safety is the key, the prevention is the key. So teachers are doing their best to make children understand that why making sure that the COVID protocols are followed important, because tomorrow when they are going to appear in their board examinations, they'll be going to a center which is not their school. So there, if they do not take responsibility of their appropriate behavior, I'm sure it won't be very safe. So the teachers are making sure that the children develop that habit of following the COVID protocols, as our Prime Minister Mr. Modi says that 2 गज की दूरी and mask है जरूरी. तो ये चीज बच्चों के दिमाग में बहुत अच्छे तरह से बिठाने के लिए टीचर्स अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं.
Okay, teachers leaving no stone unturned in helping children, and also somewhere helping the parents in guiding the children achieve success. Well, coming back to Dr. Nagpal. Dr. Nagpal, this particular year has also been more about e-exams, So do you somewhere feel that stress and behavioral patterns have changed because of these e-exams that have come into place?
All of a sudden, one fine day, the complete system undergoes a change, and that change is very intensive and also very frequent. It had to bring in a lot of database to be imbued into the children, because the basic curriculum, which includes the syllabus and also the interactive mode, including activities, had to reach out to the home-based learning. And I think the hybrid form of learning, both little bit of activities as well as how one can actually improvise the home situation to make learning more fun and also interactive within the home as well as with the peer group. So some schools could make it, some could not make it. But the most important part on the optimistic note is the new learning that came. There's no doubt that the country, the culture, the system has learned so much. And the aspect of literacy, moving on to education, and now the developmental perspective of education. What is the charming part of our education policy? That we need to look at the child as a intensively developing organism, which has its own nuances, the vision, the views. That is what I think took some time, because in this mode of virtual communication for the last 1 year, there is a likelihood of adaptation difficulty, flexibility, the lack of being able to operate the devices. There was so much of stress involved in it. But I think by and large, if you see the macro outcome, it has been heartening. It has been very optimistic. But we did watch out. We did come across millions of young people, families going through unimaginable stress. And that led to, as we were discussing, the spate of suicides going up. There were a lot of people approaching to clinical psychiatrists and psychologists across the country for management of depression, anxiety disorders, panic attacks, obsessive symptoms about getting on the virus. Wherever, I mean, we've come across ruminations. Constantly, a person feels that he's somewhere losing, grip of his own health. You look at the employability sector. If the father goes through difficulties of his employment, cut in the salary, change of job, uncertainty, the child will be reflecting that stress in the family. Grandparents probably became the most important counselors in the family. So I think the complete ecosystem changed for the child, and suddenly, and that is a remarkable ability for young people in schools to not only adapt but also help their parents. We are having thousands of examples of children who actually helped out their teachers, helped out their parents to cope up with the phenomena. And thanks to the teachers once again. I think if the teacher is able to manage the entire circulation of ideas and the knowledge and the skills in such a tough time, I think hats off to those warriors of education who actually kept the baton running high in the outreach of children. But we did come across a new phenomena. A new phenomena was the pandemic mental health scenario. And that was unfortunate. And in fact, now the WHO has been telling the world over, the mental health pandemic is something in the children in the coming years, 21, 22, we need to take care. And I'm taking the liberty to mention here that about nearly 15 to 18% of our children in the country, if they suffer from mental health disorders, then I think we need to take guard at the school level. Every school principal should be having the facility, the standard procedures for identifying children, adolescents who need the help of counseling, who need an extra mileage from the facility available in the school. Bring the families close to the school for constant communication for emotional disturbances, disorders.
Okay.
We cannot allow our young people to suffer so much of emotional disorders. The youth in our country is the future of our nation, and we know that it's a huge human resource. So identify those who need additional help those who need special needs help, especially the children who are having disabilities. They need an extra additional mile of emotional help. So integrate, include everybody so that now the change, the new normal can be holistic, can be inclusive, can be participatory, and an interactive mode generated from the student himself. We are just facilitators in the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Sedapati, when the Prime Minister says it's going to be a fun-filled chat, the Prime Minister clearly trying to soothe those, unsettled nerves, especially when it comes to kids. This time around, much closer to when the exams are, this particular interaction going to be. How do you see, especially when it comes to the three previous editions of Pariksha Pe Charcha that you have seen, which was in a live mode, this time in a virtual mode. How do you see, especially when it comes to, kids that cannot come, especially to Delhi and take part in it, joining us from far-flung rural areas, getting an opportunity to listen to the Prime Minister, especially through this particular platform. How does it, how does it help those kids, especially in rural India?
I think they will get, our children will be more motivated because when they will get opportunity to interact with our Honorable Prime Minister, our children will be highly motivated, they will be inspired because this is a great opportunity for our children. And when parents, teachers, we focus on learning, and definitely Prime Minister is also highlighting on learning because from the policy perspective, you see, now we are talking of experiential learning. So, because our children should experience, and when we say experiential learning, that will be art integrated learning, sport integrated learning, storytelling based learning, because we are going to bring able to change the entire teaching learning process, entire system of education. And our intention, our children should enjoy, and learning should be joyful. Learning should be very effective. That is why now our shifting our focus from this rote learning to competency-based learning. And to achieve this competency-based learning, we have to provide opportunity our children to exhibit their talents. So they should get experience. And when they interact with our Honorable Prime Minister, they will definitely learn all this because our focus is not only on exam, on rote learning, how to secure good mark. Our focus is to develop the skills and competency which will help our children to become good citizen of this country, good human being. And if that is the purpose, then how they can achieve this and in a very effective way, because now we are going to discuss about this art integrated learning, sport integrated, but which is a very an integral part of our teaching learning process. Well, because that part may be highlighted and that will definitely bring about a change. And we should not limit our children to our textbook or the knowledge what is there in the textbook. We should go beyond textbook. They should be connected to what is happening outside the classroom in the society. And that connectivity will really help our children to understand the scenario, because in our society now there is a lot of change. Our joint family systems are not there, and that care, other things are missing. That is why now time has come with teachers, parents, and the students. We should join together, we should work as a team, and we should develop that fellow feeling, belongingness, and love, care, and that will bring about a change. And Honorable Prime Minister definitely would like to highlight on these issues, because we have to go beyond textbook, beyond this knowledge, to develop the skills and competency. That is my understanding.
Okay. Let's now go to Principal Neha Sharma. Principal, when you look at this particular issue, you know, when it comes to Pariksha Pe Charcha, we are into the 4th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha this time around. Do you somewhere feel that kids are now, kids are making a beeline, especially when it comes to, sending their questions across, wanting to be a part of this particular interaction, where they get to at least, where they get to interact live with the Prime Minister of India?
Right. So here I'll say one thing. I was very much part of the very first interaction, that on 5th September in the very first term.
The first one was on Feb 16, 2018 at the Talkotara Stadium.
Yes. So, initially it was more about examination. Now the range has really increased and improved. Children are asking anything and everything that they want to with our Honorable Prime Minister, which is a fantastic thing. Having the head of the family there assuring you that don't worry, I'm there with you. That is a great motivation, a great support and encouragement for the children. As far as if I talk in terms of the online and the offline mode, so the previous ones also were partially online only, because their children across the country joined through virtual mode while interacting with the Prime Minister, sir.
Okay, Dr. Nagpal, I'll give you the final comment on this particular, this particular episode that we are talking about. Pariksha Pe Charcha. Pariksha is all about stress. That's the general feeling that one conveys. We've spoken about how kids can handle this particular issue, how teachers, how all other peripheral or all other arms of how a kid can benefit from this particular issue that is before them, especially when it comes to exam tensions and exam fever that kids generally get. But looking at parents, how would you address parents? Because more than the kid, it's the parent that put pressure on the kid, especially to deliver at this crucial juncture in their life. How would you advise parents, especially we're getting out of COVID, would you say that parents have a much larger role to play, even more than what teachers have, especially when it comes to associating with the kids in this crunch here? Dr. Nagpal, I believe you have pressed the mute button. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I fully appreciate the fact that family, as my first and important school, should be in a position to allow my dreams to be nurtured. Now, this is the call of the child today. This is the call of the student of India. Okay. And we genuinely, heartfully appreciate the initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister, because more than Pariksha Charcha, I feel it is Zindagi Pe Charcha, because it is about life, it is about life skills, it is about honing those moments in life where we all go through changes. And what a remarkable effort on behalf of the Prime Minister to connect with the adolescents of India who are preparing for the exams, because this is not about the end point. Okay. This is only one stepping stone to the larger happiness, health, harmony and success in life. That is the motivation children get from Prime Minister in the last 3 years we have been watching. And I think that activity, compassion, that collaboration that comes from the Prime Minister gives a new hope to new ideology for life to the children. There is no doubt that change will bring in stress, and Corona times, they brought in a huge amount of stress and mental health challenge. There's no doubt that now, when the children are willing to come out, share their emotions, share their thoughts, I think we need to create more and more platforms. And the remarkable platform by the Prime Minister, Pariksha Pe Charcha, is one example which we should all follow. And I believe that family as a platform is the micro platform, which is the most important to create as a compassionate, encouraging platform. Don't put pressure on children about your own dreams as parents. Don't put pressure on them by your own expectations. Allow them to nurture their dreams. Yeah, that is my message.
Well, don't put pressures on your unaccomplished dreams on your kids. That's the crucial message that Dr. Nagpal is putting there. Well, thank you all three distinguished guests who took time out from their busy schedule to join us, give us your insights on this particular issue. Thank Dr. Senapati, Dr. Jitendra Nagpal, and also the principal there, Neha Sharma, for taking time out and joining us on this particular program. Well, learning from your mistakes is a very key part of helping you through your exams. Remember, everything is a learning opportunity. You didn't do too well in a subject, understand what you struggle with and learn from it. These defeats are never really defeats. I would always say that. They are simply the steps to achieving. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so that you know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. So remember, this is not the end of life. We all know the feeling of walking into an exam hall and instantly forgetting everything, even your own name. But fear not, you will always know more than you think. If you have revised well, the information will be there and they will come flooding back when you see the question paper. Trust yourself. Remember, for your exams, you know more than you think you do. Remember one thing in life, one thing that I've always tried as a mantra in life: nothing is impossible. The word itself, impossible, says I am possible. So all the best for this wonderful opportunity that each one of you get to interact with the Prime Minister on Pariksha Pe Charcha, or I say Jeevan Pe Charcha 4.0. And remember to use the hashtag PPC 2021 to air your views, to air your questions, and let's look forward to that wonderful opportunity that is presented for you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Take care.